What's up, Pan Dudes? Peter from Panda here. Hey, if you like sailing, yachting, the ocean, the sea, you probably will like wearing a Spinnaker watch. Wanted to show you my Spinnakers here. So I have done my darndest to get some of these Spinnakers together because this new design from Spinnaker is my favorite. I'm not saying that they're not going to have some designs coming out that are going to then be my favorite, but I wanted to show you a couple of the different color combinations here together, and so you can make a decision on what you like, because there's a timing issue here in that Spinnaker has, their limited edition 49er class watch. After that, I think they will have this watch available in this style, but it won't be a limited edition, which is fine. It'll look almost exactly like it. It'll look, I think, just like these, because these are not all limited editions by any means. But as you're checking it out, there's a lot of glamour photos out there, but I kind of wanted to just walk you through the differences of these four. Now, there's actually a fifth version in a red and black that I have not been able to get my hands on. I have tried, but I wanted to show you now because I think those limited edition sign up or the reservation list is closing here within the next couple days. So if you do want it, if you see these designs here and you're like, I've got to have it, and you look at my compare and contrast of kind of the different color styles, and you're like, that helps you narrow it down which one you want, go to spinnaker-watches.com and sign up right away so that you can get it. They are giving 25% off, I believe, if you sign up at their website, off of their $340, I believe, retail price. So what you're talking about is a limited edition watch that I think is beautiful and fantastic for under $300, and I think that's a steal. So, don't take my word for it. Do what you want. But obviously, I've spent some money to try to get these, and I can kind of tell you that generally, one of the reasons that I like it is Spinnaker is a pretty new brand to me. You probably haven't seen it on the channel except for the past couple months. I'm glad I discovered it because they certainly have made pretty high quality watches. They make automatics and quartz movements, so you can get, if you're kind of a watch snob and you want only automatics, they certainly have those. The overboards, I'm trying to get my hands on one of those, and I think there's a lot of value in the watches that they produce. So, I love Shinola too. The difficulty and where it kind of is a different league is that Shinola watches start at like $600, and then they go up from there. Their limited edition watches are like $1,500. They're only quartz movements. I would love to have more of them, but from a cash flow standpoint, I just can't get my hands on as many. So in the Spinnaker brand, again, another brand that I like and I'm following and I'm kind of engaged with here, and I think it represents part of my interests. When you can get the limited edition watches for the $200 plus range, it's just worlds different, right? Worlds different. And then you can get some of their other watches for $100 plus. I think it's great. So anyway, I digress. Let's kind of look at some of the color combos here and give you my opinions on them. First of all, here's the black and the rose gold, which is this copper color. I did a full review of this. I think just a beautiful, successful design. I think this inner dial is very similar to the black and red one, but you get this copper kind of color on the bezel and the case. You got to really like that. I think it's super successful. I'm not usually a rose gold or a copper color guy, but I think this just looks phenomenal, right? I mean, I just think it looks tough. It's pretty subtle. It kind of reminds me of like a diving bell or something like that. It's just, but the black is what really stands out, and it's a little bit more of kind of a traditional diver style watch and a little bit more subtle, especially in a large watch like all these, which are a 48 millimeter watch. All right, this one is pretty similar. As you can see, the cases I think are exactly the same. You get this rose gold copper look, but the difference obviously is in the band and the color combination that this then begets. You get this kind of, you get a gray band. You have kind of these teal highlights, yellow, teal blue, and I think just a successful style here. I think it looks great. It's actually bold and bright, and brighter and a little more maybe attention grabbing even than the black, but it's not over the top by any means. It's also pretty subtle, and I like it. And again, generally where rose gold or copper would not be necessarily my thing, it's just so tastefully done that obviously I spent some money and got this one, right? And then the white one, which I think is kind of one that has kind of slowly, seduced me. Maybe not that slowly. I saw the picture and I thought it looked great. On all of these, I love that the top pusher is color matched in some way to the rest of the watch. So you have like this kind of gray anodized color here, obviously red on the white one, and then red on here on this black one as well. I just love that. It kind of gives it like a purpose built look. Now this white one, I think, just is a really fresh look. I mean, to me, this screams like New England old money. Not that I'm not saying old money and it's expensive. It just kind of screams a little more traditional, maritime, docksiders and rolled up, skinny, khaki pants, right? I think it just looks great. This is probably my second favorite color combo now. I am generally not a white watch guy by any means. They kind of tend to look a little feminine to me, but this looks great. I love this blue. I love how bright and clean it looks, and just design success check. And then the one that I just showed you, kind of in a more full look, is this blue one, which is now clearly my favorite. I mean, this is the last one to come into this collection here because I had to, pull so many strings and make so many deals to try to get it from the people who had it. But I really love it. Again, these two watches kind of go with a more traditional, unfinished, naked stainless steel case, brushed and polished, but just in that silver, which generally I tend to like. And so you can see here, I've got a little smuts on there, but a little more traditional color as opposed to the rose gold. But I think that's, as I said, obviously I wouldn't have those if I didn't like them, but I just like this. It's blue, so it's a little bit more subtle, but the yellow and the blue there, I mean, it just gives it a lot of pop. It's just kind of electric looking, and God, I love it. Now, if you don't like the bands, you could certainly maybe replace those. Probably 24 millimeter bands will fit in there. To have them fit flush to the case might not be, as easy of a job to find something that will do that. But God, I love this blue one. I love this white one. I think these two for me, if I didn't have them already, I would be on the website making sure I reserve these. Like I said, these aren't the limited edition because they're going to be so hard to find. Like I said, this is just the SP5049, which will be the production version. But I did put in a request to try to reserve a limited edition as well. So I'm hoping that I get that. I think they close those off in a couple days here. So like I said, 25% off at Spinnaker Watches, Spinnaker-watches.com for the limited edition if you reserve it there. But also use the Peter Von Panda code PVP30. If you're buying any of the other Spinnaker watches, you'll get 30% off. I mean, that's a huge chunk of change off the retail price of the watch. And, this is not the only watch they make. I'll be honest. I love some of the other designs. Some of the other designs, which I haven't even had in my hands yet, like the Overboard. I'm just really excited about that. I know that, I follow their Facebook page. I know have some other watches come out. We showed you the mainsail and the wreck on this channel too. I think all those watches are phenomenal. I've just loved them, and some of them I've had such a difficult time parting with that on some of these I'm not parting with. Now, that's not a guarantee that I'll never part with these watches. In fact, I'm trying to think of ways to spread the love around to the Panda Nation. And so stay tuned. I think I've come up with some interesting things here that might get Spinnakers on the wrist of Pandudes and Pandettes. And so I will have some of that information coming up soon, because I think these are really, really cool. And I have no qualms about putting a Spinnaker on someone's wrist because I think you're going to love it. I really do, because I do. Hopefully it's coming across that I do. These designs, I think, are the most attractive Spinnakers yet. If you want to check it out, and hopefully this little color combination, compare and contrast, will help you if you're trying to decide on one of these. Peter Von Panda out.